a little bit yesterday, but I just want to reiterate that a disc herniation in the lumbar spine or the neck or anywhere is not a contraindication to do training or exercise. You may have to make some modifications for a little while on what you're doing to make sure that the person can tolerate um, what you're having them do, but there's no direct contraindication having disc herniation for any activity. And this becomes very important for the not only working with the general public, but when I'm working with these folks that have been in an accident and we do some imaging afterwards and there's some sort of disc herniation that pops up on MRI. Just the other day, talking with a gentleman who works in concrete construction. He was in this accident. Given his age, the likelihood of him having some like asymptomatic disc issues prior to the accident is probably pretty high. But just making sure that he understands that he's going to heal and get better, because he's already, by the time we got the MRI results back, because we didn't get one right away based on his symptomatology, but then one was ordered later on for whatever, it doesn't really matter why, but having the discussion with him yesterday, going through the report, it's like, hey, see, we've got these injuries here, but you already have improved, you're already improving, you're already back to doing concrete work with minimal discomfort. So just understand that you're still going through the stages of healing from the whatever created the symptoms with these herniations, and your trajectory is still positive, and you're just making sure that he understood that these kinds of things do heal over time, may take months, may take a year or more for like healing to finish around a disc injury, but symptoms will probably be gone before that. And he is just so reassuring to him to realize, oh, these are there, but I've already improved. I've already seen healing, and I've already gotten back to my normal work. So you just have to make sure that when you do see those kinds of things pop up and you're working with a patient, and it just to make sure that you're framing everything correctly and you're not leaving them scared that they're going to have some sort of lifelong disability and have to throw away everything that they enjoy doing because there's a bulged or herniated disc that shows up on an MRI. Now, treatment is going to vary wildly, and how people respond to treatment is going to vary wildly, but for the most part, there's zero contraindications beyond just making modifications to make sure that the person can continue tolerable exercise and activities. And then as the body heals and desensitizes, back in action. Just don't make a big deal out of it, and make sure that you can get appropriate. You can escalate care appropriately if necessary, but for the most part, they heal just fine. There's nothing contraindicated. Just keep the patient comfortable with what you're doing, keep the work tolerable, and they'll be just fine. So with that said, check my channel for more little clips on this kind of stuff, and talk to you next time.